Hello there. Welcome to this Facilis Technology video. Let's get right into FASTCache, the new remote editorial feature that gives you full bandwidth to files that you're accessing over the internet. First, let's talk about where this feature is designed to work. The most obvious benefit is for editors and artists that work from home and have their workstations set up at home. These workstations can be connected to the Facilis Hub server through a VPN or, better yet, through the Facilis One link. Please check out our One link video if you're not familiar with that feature. Even with the optimized One link access, the remote connection may be too slow for consistent streaming of high bitrate video. This will result in drop frames and overall sluggishness of the application. The fix for this is to cache the data locally. When you cache data, it's just saving the bits of data you've already read. So the next time you read it, you're using the fast local data instead of the slower server data. This speeds up your playback and rids the system of that sluggish behavior. Here's an example of how it looks on your remote workstation. The Hub Client console has settings for finding the on-prem server and making sure encryption is enabled. It also has the FASTCache settings, where the feature is enabled and set to cache to a local drive. I mount the volume from my server, which is several miles away from my remote workstation. You'll see there's also an SSD icon on the desktop. That's the local drive I'm using for FASTCache. Let's open up Adobe Premiere and import some files. Normally, it would take a long time to even display the directory contents from miles away, but because of One link, it's very fast indeed. The files are imported, and I can load them into the timeline. By the way, this is UHD ProRes HQ video at over 700 megabits per second. There's no way this can play real-time over my internet connection. But look at that. Snappy response, no dropped frames. The application thinks it's reading from the server, but it's really reading from the FASTCache SSD. To get this working the first time through, I pre-cached this project before starting. Otherwise, I could just play through the timeline at least once to get it cached for real-time performance. Now, take a look at what happens when I turn off the cache. The cache is meant to help with playback, but without it, the editor still has access to all the same files. I'll just remount the volume with the cache disabled and go back to the same timeline. Everything is still online, but now it's streaming directly from the server at the facility. Because of this, the video starts to drop frames after a couple seconds. The One link connection is trying its best to keep up, pulling 40 to 50 megabytes per second through the internet. But it's just not enough for this high-quality footage. Let's turn the cache back on so we can get some work done. The cache is non-volatile. It will all still be there after you reboot, and you can even carry the cache drive to another workstation or pre-cache data in the facility and send it off to a remote editor. As long as you can mount the volume, the cache contents are available. There we go. 0 dropped frames. The SSD drive can handle anything you throw at it, all the way up to uncompressed 4K. The network activity has stopped. Even though Adobe thinks it's still using the mounted Facilis volume, only local disk activity is showing. In this workflow, the editor is never on an island. The project is shared, the video and audio files are shared, and any new files are immediately accessible. All outputs and renders are immediately on the server and being shared at the facility and among other remote editors. For you, FASTCache may be a new way to work or an improvement to the way you're already working. One thing is certain. It's a unique and powerful tool that simplifies hybrid on-prem and remote workflows. Talk to the people at Facilis Technology about it as soon as you can. Have a great day.